now? And then I thought about, well, gosh, when I'm 70, the dollar will have been cut in half in value twice. Man, I can't wait for that, right? So I kind of freaked out. And kind of like Steve was saying, I was listening to a book by a guy named Brian Tracy lately, and he said a lot of people get climbing on this ladder. You're climbing and climbing and climbing, and then suddenly you look up and you realize your ladder's leaned against the wrong building, right? And it's that feeling. So my wife, Brianna, and I started looking, and we walked in here just kind of on accident. It was a fantastic mistake. And so we joined up. Within 6 weeks, my credit score went up 70 points, just from watching one of our classes. One of the things we'll talk about tonight is velocity banking. We implemented that structure. We paid off our student loans, our car, my motorcycle. So our first thing we tackled was our finances, and it was just a huge impact right off the bat. And now we're pushing into the real estate side.
Awesome, great. All right, building wealth is a team sport. And just like you can't win the Super Bowl if all of the people on your team are fifth graders, even if they're like Texas boys, corn fed, building wealth requires great team members. So we can take together week after week and mastermind and fund, find, evaluate, do deals together. Diana's moderating that tonight. What brought you down? What keeps you coming back?
Well, I found myself, I used to work for the City and County of Denver in the Office of Economic Development, helping small businesses grow. And I was there for about 10 years, and I saw a lot of the small businesses really become successful, taking advantage of all the city resources that we offered them and advice. And then one day it just clicked. Why don't I have my own business? These people are becoming millionaires, and here I am, working for the government, had been furloughed for 4 years straight, and a whole week every year for 4 years. I loved what I did. I love helping people, but I needed to help myself. And so I started looking for what do I want to do. My husband does have his own construction company, but I did not want to work for him or with him, or be out there as well, getting my hands dirty. So I heard my sister talk about real estate for a few months, and then she talked about the velocity banking, and I said, when are you going to invite me to that thing you keep talking about? And so I came down, just like you did, one day, and I'm like, sign me up. I'm there. I know nothing about real estate, but that's what I want to do. That was 11 months ago. Just this weekend, both her and I have 18 doors under contract. And, it's the effort. I tackled a little bit of my finances, but I'm like, I want to retire in 10 years. So go big or go home. And that's the approach that I took. And so today I delivered the escrow money, the earnest money. And it was, oh my God, it's real. And I can't believe I'm doing it. So, yeah. So I will be leading the mastermind. So all of you that are students already, we're going to go ahead and talk about some deals. Thank you so much.
All right, good. So again, at the end of the night tonight, you're going to have questions. You're going to see Megan, our follow-up coordinator. What brought you down? What keeps you coming back?
Hello, everyone. Okay. So I started investing in real estate when I was in college. And the reason I was in college is because I was the A-plus student, honors, AP classes, and I wasn't really presented any other option besides going to college. And so I felt it was sort of my obligation to get a degree. And so I found myself in college, picked a degree, just looked at the list and thought, what would be fun? I don't know. I picked psychology, and I realized halfway through, I don't really want to do this. I was working with adults with disabilities, and I loved the population, but I was working 24-hour shifts, making $13 an hour, and they told me that was about the cap at that job with a bachelor's degree, which just didn't really make a lot of sense to me because I just completed a degree. And so I started thinking about what I would want to do, and I had always been interested in real estate, so I looked at becoming an agent, a property manager, and then by my good luck and fortune, I ended up in this room for one of these trainings, and I was sitting there and I was like, I didn't even know real estate investing existed. I was 20. Like, I don't even know what this is. What's a fix and flip? How do you buy a rental? I don't know. And so here I am a few years later, and now I run my business full time. Quit my job in July. Diana and I just sold a property on seller financing last week. It was a rental that turned into a flip, that turned into a seller financing opportunity, that may turn into an opportunity for us to sell the note to someone else in the community. So it's been really exciting, and I love running my business full time just because I hate driving in the snow. So weeks like this where it snows like multiple times, I'm like, I just don't think I'm gonna go anywhere today. I don't need to. So that's really fun. Just get to live life on my own terms. And now it's extending far beyond me. I'm helping my sister. She's gonna pay off her student loans with 20 grand less in interest. And then I'm gonna help my dad retire in a few years. He does manual labor. And he did the whole, save a bunch in your retirement. And so he's got all this money stacked up. And I'm like, Dad, what if you outlive your retirement? I want you to live forever. And so we're going to buy some rentals together and retire, become financially free at about the same time in a few years. So it's all really exciting. And it all started a few years ago for me. So if you're here and you're like, what's a mortgage? Like, don't worry. You're in the right room. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So I'll be in the back of the room tonight. If you have any questions about anything you hear tonight or any of our upcoming events, I have all the information on that. So just let me know. Cool.
Excellent. All right, you all seem to be making it through tonight. Thank you. Students, you're with Diana. Systems with Andrew. Follow up with Steve.